Hey Hoopers, welcome back. Another beautiful day here in the Adirondacks. Thanks for tuning in with me. Today I'm going to show you two more versions of a behind the back pass, just to kind of flare up this move a little bit. And remember, these behind the back passes are a really great way to keep the hoop moving while giving your brain time to think about which combination of tricks you want to go into next. So today we're going to be covering a behind the back pass with a cauldron spin, or a swiping the barrel. I don't know what people call it. I like to call it the little cauldron in front here. We're also going to be covering a helicopter pass. And this is a behind the back pass with a little bit of a wrist or hand spin movement. So I do recommend that you do some wrist warm-ups before you start this tutorial. Stretch out the fingers, rotate the forearms. A little bit of self-care will go a long way, especially when you're first learning these moves. So let's start with the cauldron pass. This one's pretty simple. We're going to be starting with a behind the back pass, and I do have a separate tutorial on that if you're still learning what this is. But essentially we keep the hoop as floor plane as possible, as horizontal as possible. We start with the hoop in front, our thumbs are together. We're going to bring the hoop over to one side. For me, I'm going to the left. I'm going to release my right hand, bring the hoop around to the back, and re-grip. My pinkies are together. My right hand will take the hoop and bring it forward, thumbs together. So sometimes when we're learning this move, we have a tendency to flip our hand so that the palm is facing up. It's very important that your hands stay mirrored and the wrists are always facing down. So once you're comfortable with that, you can loosen the grip on the hoop a little bit and pretty much only have a fingertip grip as you pass the hoop around. But remember, in the front, it's always thumbs together. In the back, pinkies together. So I've got a good little spin going. The next time my right hand brings the hoop in front of my body, I'm going to be creating essentially, I guess it's not quite an isolation, but I feel like it moves like an isolation. So my right hand is going to be bringing the hoop in front. As the momentum of the hoop comes in front of my body, I'm going to be letting go and letting the hoop spin one time across my open palm. This is very similar to what we do up overhead in lasso. Again, I have a separate tutorial for lasso if you want to check in with that before moving on here. So I have the hoop behind my back. Right arm brings it forward. I let go and I'm swiping. When you're first getting used to this movement, you can kind of just keep it in front. But when you start to get comfortable with it, you can really turn this into like a big cauldron stir around. You can add in a little bit of drama and flair to it. It can just come in the front and take a little spin across, or in the front with a big movement. And you see I brought it up to lasso from there. Today we're just going to work on continuously passing behind the back. So let's try that again in the opposite direction. Now the hoop is in front, I'm going to be passing to the right. Pinkies together, thumbs together. Momentum, I've loosened my grip. Now my left hand, when it comes in front, I'll try that cauldron, pass to my right hand. Cauldron, pass, cauldron, pass. Again. So just because I'm using my larger 40-inch dance hoop, you'll notice I have to kind of move my body out of the way a little bit. And regardless, I scuffed the tops of my knees a little. So just be aware that you might need to adjust, bend. The smaller the hoop, the less you will have to do this. And it's fun to change directions or add that like over the top, not quite a lasso, but just an overhead spin. And you can see that it's just a really great way to add a little more flair and drama to this off-body horizontal plane flow. All right, so that is the cauldron spin. Let's work on our behind the back helicopter pass. This one is a little more complicated. So we've learned our behind the back pass. This time we're going to be switching the wrists around. So again, make sure those wrists are warmed up. So now as I have the hoop in front, and I'm going to be taking a right-handed spin to start, even though my dominant side is usually a left-handed spin, when learning this move, it was a lot easier for me to direct it from my right hand. And that means my right hand is the one that's turning to bring the hoop behind my back. So now as my left hand brings the hoop in front, I'm going to take an upward facing grip with my right hand. As I grab the hoop and start to bring it out to the side, I wouldn't be able to get it back to my left hand without causing a lot of tension here in my shoulder. And that's because I need to flip my grip. Now, we're going to be moving from here, an upward grip, out to the side, downward grip. And as we come around to the back for extra effect, I'm going to come to an upward grip again and bring my left hand in, facing away from my body. This is so that I can release my right hand, unflip my left hand, and then flip it again as it comes forward. Upward grip, right hand in, down to the side, up to the back. Up, down, up, down. I'm going to slow that down a little. You'll notice I'm not trying to keep it floor plane. I'm just getting used to the motion of the wrists. It's a little awkward at the back here, so just know that the faster you are able to go, the smoother it does become. But of course, this is an awkward movement for the wrists to get used to. Another thing, you might need to sort of do a little bit of a hip thrust to bring the hoop behind the back. Whoops. So let's try that again on the left side. And again, like I said, for me, this was a lot trickier to learn. Right hand brings the hoop in front, left hand upward grip, downward grip to the side, upward grip to the back, right hand comes in with an upward grip. So notice my hands though, my right hand that's going to now lead the hoop is facing away. I'm going to bring the hoop out and then flip it around to the back. Up, back, down. And just like with any behind the back move, as you get used to this and are able to sort of smooth it out, you'll notice that you don't need to grip the hoop as hard, and that is going to take a lot of pressure off of your wrists. So again, practice, 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 but self-care, stretches. And again, one more time, the right hand leading. Do it from a few different angles here. And this is technically called a two-handed behind the back helicopter pass. We can also do this with one hand, which I will cover in another tutorial. It's a lot more involved into the wrist, a little bit more intermediate. So as always, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helps your practice. I'll see you all next time.